When I was younger, we did not have any kind of religious influence. We did what I think most American families did, and we enrolled in soccer and gymnastics and baseball, and we went from one game to the next game, and barbecues and pool parties and movies, and I don't even know of a time that God was even talked about.
My faith fell away. I was probably about 10, and I realized trying to be popular was more important than God, and I started to resent the time at the church.
I met Jeff when I was about 24, 25, and we were working next door to each other. But we had actually gone to junior high together. Totally different circles, though. I was the jock, he was the bad kid. And so we knew who each other were, but we didn't know each other. And then we were working next door to each other, started hanging out, we'd go have beers together. He left a little note on my car, which was really cute.
And we got married pretty quickly, proposed at 1 year. And right after that, we ended up moving, went to Arizona, and we were just alone.
Just became even bigger hermits and bigger partiers and more selfish and just kind of really oblivious to the world and everybody around us and what was going on.
Always felt that there was some kind of void there, and during that time I had always hunted for God. I see now I was really trying to disprove the God of my childhood, our God, and seek answers elsewhere, which the true answer just it's not there. And yeah, it was a tough time. We weren't really happy, and we would talk about it periodically. That conversation would come up. There has to be more to our existence, and then we think those blinders, those scales were thrown back on, and we went right back into the way that we knew and what we pretended provided happiness for us. Sorry came into the picture, and it really tweaked my perspective, and I started hunting wholeheartedly for that spiritual truth, something that would make our lives greater. I came across a Baptist preacher online, and just what he was talking about, it just struck me. There was just a moment where there was no denying it anymore, and it was like a true religious epiphany. Everything clicked together, all those years of study and hunting, and the hound of heaven finally got to me and opened my heart and my eyes, and it was immediately humbling and, to the knees, crying.
It was just huge because for 15 years, and I'll let him expand on that, but I just heard the case against God, which only solidified what I grew up with, is there wasn't a God. He told me that he asked for salvation, and he was up and he was just crying and talked to God and asked for salvation, and I think I was like a deer in headlights. I didn't even know how to respond. I didn't even know what that meant really. It's like, well, what do you mean you asked for salvation? I don't really get it, but I was like, wow, we're totally going different directions right now. What's happening to our family? This isn't good. And I just had a wall up. I was just like, nope, he's gonna be over this in a couple of weeks. He's gonna be like, no, I was wrong, let's go to the bar. But he didn't, and he just was totally different. He was super happy, super content. He had purpose, and he's always been a really happy guy, but I don't even know how to explain it. It was life-changing, and I thought it would be a good change for me too.
Ultimately, my story has taught me that God is real, that God is there, that God is super persistent. I mean, I ran from it forever.
And it's all still so new, so I'm excited to see how my relationship grows, and the more I get to know him and the stronger fellowship I have with him and everybody here, the greater it keeps getting.